Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be featuring another team. Well, this is a team that created using Malamar. Malamar is a pretty interesting Pokemon. It is a psychic and dark type, so it takes neutral from fighting, neutral from dark, neutral from ghost, but is weak to charm. Is its basic weakness. Is also double weak to bug, but honestly, not too much bug in the meta. I'm pairing it with Talonflame and Nidoqueen, basically two like anti charm answers. This team was like pretty good. It was weak to Swampert, and Swampert was like very problematic for this team. I went 15-5 overall. I think I went 3-2, 5-0. 3-2 and 4-1. I'm gonna be showing off the 5-0 and 4-1. But if you want to see my other battles, you can go ahead and check it out on Twitch. The VODs are saved on there. So the IVs, as requested, are for at least for my Pokemon. I will show them. Makes total sense to it. The Malamar is rank 87. Including best buddies. This thing is like rank 18 or something, not including best buddies. And it's a 3, 15, 13. It goes to 24, 88. So really good distribution, not so great CP. The Talonflame is the 100% Talonflame. It's 15, 15, 15. And then the Nidoqueen is a 0, 13, 6. And I think it's rank 120 in Ultra League. So it is a shadow as well, as you can tell by its moveset. And the movesets are pretty standard. There's not really too many other changes. Maybe you run Stone Edge on Nidoqueen. But I had a lot of fun with running this team. But people were suggesting maybe I swap out a Nidoqueen for Cresselia, and Cresselia would be the better safe swap, but something to consider. Maybe I'll try that in the future. There's lots of Ultra League in this season, so we're gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna have Malamar into Walrain, so this is a pretty okay matchup. I do get denied there, which is fine. They throw the Icicle Spear. I can live 2 Icicle Spears pretty easily. I wasn't sure if they actually lagged there or not, so I decided to bait them with the foul play. Maybe not advisable. Throw the foul play. I'm at 99 energy, so I throw the foul play here, and then I'm gonna farm up a little bit. I probably should have thrown beforehand, but this is totally fine. Gonna throw the superpower. I actually think this is a CMP, and they actually live the superpower, but that's quite alright. And I'm gonna let this go. And then I'm going to Talonflame down. They actually come into Galvantula. Very interesting safe swap. I do get the extra poison jab there. And I'm basically going to look to farm down this Galvantula. I do get another one there as well. But then they tricked me here. I'm like, okay, I just need to KO this thing in 6 poison jabs. And it looked like I was well on my way there. And then they throw here. I'm like, oh, this is probably a cross poison. But I'm so low, I didn't want to lose it. So then I decided to farm down. And I'm going to throw the Poison Fang. I believe they actually let this go. And I actually think they had a Registeel here. And I throw the Poison Fang. I should have just switched here. But this is okay too. Throwing the Poison Fang here does debuff their defense. And they're obviously not going to shield. And I'm in a pretty good spot right now because I did have a little bit of energy leaving the matchup, and they actually decide to no shield. So at this point in time, I'm just gonna farm them down. So it should be pretty good. They actually throw the Focus Blast at me, and this is absolutely game over here. So I do end up winning that match after maybe a mistake in the lead. So Scrafty, what I like to do here is just throw the superpower. A lot of times they do shield. It does like about 2/3 or so. A lot of times they shield, and they want to go for the foul play. So I just switch here to Talonflame. And very interesting, they decide to stay. So let this go. They're at like 9 right now. I do want to throw before getting to 2 more Incinerates, and I don't expect them to shield, so I just straight Brave Bird, and they don't shield, so I immediately take them out, and they come into Talonflame, and I throw the Flame Charge here just because I wanted them not to farm me down, so and I let this go because I would have to double shield, and there's no guarantees I'd be able to make it. And they actually undercharged the flame charge. Very nice play by them. I immediately swap here because I don't want them to farm too much. I do get a very nice poison jab there. So I'm going to do 2 then throw. 1, 2. And I believe they need 1 more for the next flame charge because they went 1 over. And I should be able to... Okay, they actually come into Cresselia. And I'm in a very good spot here. I would definitely survive a Grass Knot. And this is looking pretty good for me. I wasn't sure they lagged here. They probably did, but then they got like some extra. They got like rapid fire cycle cuts there, so it was very confusing. Throw the Earth Power just to do quite a bit of damage, and I let this go. If they future sight me, that's fine. If they grass knot me, that's fine too. And I'm just going to this match is over, right? So there's not really too much left to say here. I'm just gonna be able to take them out, anyways. And I'm gonna switch here and throw the foul play. I do end up shielding. Okay, I guess they just left the match or something. I'm not really too sure. But the match was over. At that point in time, I'm able to take them out. So Malamar did quite well there. We have Malamar into Melmetal. Complicated matchup here. They actually decide to just straight superpower me, which I was definitely not expecting. And then they actually bail to Swampert, and this is very bad for me because Swampert is really tough for me to deal with. So I do throw the foul play, and yeah, this is very complicated for me. I think I got a little bit lucky in this matchup. They throw the Hydro. I should be able to live the Hydro. But I do shield this. What I should have done is I should have switched after I threw this foul play, but I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it to 2, or I should have doubled up here, but I was afraid of them throwing, and I was hoping that they would throw, and they do not. So really good patience on their side. I'm going to go into Talonflame. And I let this go because I can survive it. And they actually come into Melmetal. And I switch out into Nidoqueen. This is looking pretty alright for me because Nidoqueen is like one of the hardest walls to Melmetal. It double resists the Thunder Shocks. I do get extra move in. And I'm looking pretty good right now. They rock slide. I do want to go to 100 to make sure I have a Poison Fang banked. And they throw here, and they actually throw the superpower here. Because I was gonna CMP tie them, but that's okay. We just go straight to 100, and now I have 45 energy left over, and I'm looking pretty good here. They come into Talonflame, actually get the deny, which is super nice for me, and I think I lagged here. I can't remember. Anyways, I didn't lag there. I switch, and they actually catch it on Swampert, which is actually pretty nice for me because I'm pretty sure the Swampert I was actually going to make it to the move, and now I can just farm down this Talonflame. We would have even without that sneak in, I would just tie them anyway. So, or I would have simul fainted on the Talonflame. So that worked out pretty well for me. All right, we're gonna go into this next match. I really like Malamar. There's a lot of like, okay, this actually was a really good matchup. Shadow Swampert again. Swampert's like the biggest pain for this team. I do start a little bit late here, and then yeah, I do start late. So I'm gonna take the first one. They at least went up to EQ, and it's okay. It's not a big deal. Throw the foul play. And let's see what they want to do here. 2 foul plays would KO them. They actually come into Clefable. Maybe I should have went into Nidoqueen here, but I kind of just like panic swapped and decided to switch. And I will just get rid of this thing. And if they want to shield, that's okay too. and they get to the psychic, which would almost KO, and I don't believe I'll get another incinerate through. Yeah, that was fine. And we're gonna farm down with Needle Queen, and they're gonna be able to come back with Swampert. Swampert is relatively dry though, because is it dry? Mm, um, yeah, because I shielded. Yeah. I'm in a good spot here. I should be able to farm down, and they actually saved the Swampert, but this is totally fine for me. I should be able to live a foul play pretty easily, and I'm gonna put pressure onto this Scrafty to shield, because I'm gonna get to the second move here, and I do have the superpower, and they will have to. Yeah, I'm in a very good spot here. Resist the counters, and I'm just gonna throw the Poison Fang, and if they shield this, I'll just throw the superpower at them. So I should be in a very good spot, or throw the foul play. Either one's be okay. They decide to no shield, so. That was a nice game for me against a very good battler. No Game, No Life is also a very good battler as well. So it's a very weird matchup for me. This thing does very well um, against my team. So I decided to go to 10 and then throw. Maybe what I should have done here is farm some more. But I decided to throw back to back, which is probably a mistake because I'm pretty sure they snuck one in. Yeah, they did. And they get an extra move here. I should be able to live this even 2 times debuff, just because Dragon Claw is a pretty weak move in Ultra League. And I should have been able to get that move off, but that's okay. I let this go. I'm just going to fully farm down. Expect my Talonflame to have a really good matchup in the back. So I let this go. And then I'm going to farm down. And then I actually think they come in Roger Steel here. I expect them to have Charmancers in the back. And I throw the Earth Power. And then I immediately swap. And this is a very good situation for me here. Be up 2 shields to 0. I do have to shield this Zap Cannon. I will get the energy back. I will get the boost back. So I'm back to neutral flame charges. And I think they actually catch the move here, which was very nice for them. And they actually get the Incinerate through as well, which is unfortunate for me, but still okay. And it would have been interesting if they baited here, but I think I would have been okay regardless. They do Brave Bird, and I'm just going to Flame Charge. I'm like 1 stage boosted already. I'm going to be 2 stages boosted, and they're 2 stage defense dropped, so I should be able to just farm it down. And I'm in a very good spot. I decided to switch here just because they have to throw. And unless they execute the perfect undercharge, I should be okay. And it was honestly pretty close there. If they would have like maybe undercharged a little bit less, I would have made the move there. But I ended up making to the Earth Power, and I'm able to take them out. So very, very, very close game there. So I go Malamar into Giratina as a very nice lead for me. They are Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath and Shadow Claw, about the same result. I do get an extra Psycho Cut there. And I'm going to do a few more and then throw just to make sure that they don't catch. I do figure that is Cresselia in the back since they're not switching. And Cresselia is like just a common backline with. I do go basically where they get to the Dragon Claw, maybe like 2 or 3 Dragon Breaths before it. And throw the foul play. They no shield. They actually make it to the move here, which is unfortunate, but that's quite all right. And I think they actually come Talonflame here. I do 2 Psycho Cuts, then throw. And then I switch to Needle Queen. I can't get farm down. It'd be very problematic for me if I got farm down. And I do throw right away, assuming that they are going to throw as soon as they get to the move. And this will allow me to get the shield. And this is pretty much and they have Cresselia in the back, so and a Cresselia with no future sight, I believe. And they get an extra Psycho Cut in, which is okay. I throw the Poison Fang. I just want to do as much damage as possible. I'm not going to shield this. If they have Future Sight, it is what it is. They have Grass Knot, not too big a deal. And I'm going to throw the Poison Fang. They're going to have to throw another move at me. And once they do, I can just incinerate all the way down. And the Talonflame, the opposing Talonflame is also very low. So there's not really too much they can do. They throw the Moonblast and actually didn't realize here that they had they actually had debuffed me. Yeah, I actually didn't realize I got debuffed because I just throw the Flame Charge. And if they no shield this, I should be able to just farm them down. There's not really too much they can do. Yeah, I'm just gonna shield and farm down. If they flame charge here, they're not gonna be able to make a turn-hour move anyways. I'm gonna feint them in 2, and they actually decide to Brave Bird, and they decide to leave the match. It makes sense to Brave Bird. That's like their only potential win con is that I don't shield. I'm going at Sniper, a very strong Pogo Raids Master League Battler, and of course bringing a Master League type Pokemon. This is very good for me. He's a very good battler, so I am very conscious to not to allow him to catch. And honestly, got a little bit in my head here because I could have reached. He actually foul plays here. Actually could have reached the foul play before him, but I'm not sure if he actually threw like one turn beforehand. Yeah, he threw one turn beforehand. And what I should have did here, well, it was like I could have did like 2 more Psycho Cuts and been safe there. But this is quite alright. I go straight to Needle Queen in this scenario. And I know he's trying to like wait for me to throw the Poison Fang and then switch, but I decide to Earth Power just because I figure shield is not going to come up, and I didn't want them to reset. He built up to double Psycho Boost, and I'm going to shield, and they actually go to the Psycho Boost. It actually comes into Ferrothorn. It's actually very lucky for me that he didn't just switch into Ferrothorn right away, because it would have been pretty tricky for me in this situation, because but this is okay. They throw the Power Whip. I'm gonna try to immediately get out here, and he actually does have Thunder, but that's quite all right. It's not too big a deal. I'm not too fussed here. Thunder still needs to throw the Rock Slide or Thunderbolt to KO, and he throws after 3, which is good because then he doesn't take the Incinerate damage, but this is honestly game over anyways, right? So I have too much health on my Nidoqueen. I'm going to be able to take out the Deoxys. And I go Malamar into Cresselia. This was honestly, this is a complicated matchup. Malamar has an okay matchup against Cresselia. It's not that big a deal, but the problem here is that they almost always have Swampert in the back, and I tried to catch the Moonblast there, but they were very good at switching. I should have honestly here when it's a Shadow Swampert, I should just throw a Flame Charge because they're almost always going to shield. With a non-shadow one, they can actually live the Brave Bird very comfortably. And this resulted in the Swampert just getting way too much energy. And I just absolutely got destroyed by this trainer. They played extremely well. Farmed up the perfect amount of energy. I got denied as well. And that deny ended up being really costly for me because I think I ended up like not... I think they actually catch here. But honestly, the foul play wouldn't have KO'd them anyways. And they catch on to Cresselia, which is fine. But unfortunately, they do have a Future Sight on their Cresselia. And I need to farm down this Cresselia. And there's not really too much I can do here. They can get to the Moonblast. I tried to Poison Jab down. I do get an extra Poison Jab in there. But honestly, I need to farm down. This is like my only potential win con. And I believe they actually reached the Moonblast and are able to take me out. So Very, very well played by the opponent there. I need to catch. I have to catch a Moonblast there. That's an example where Cresselia would probably be a little bit better. All right, Gyarados. Gyarados is totally fine. The Psycho Cuts are just chipping away at this. I try to get an extra move in, but they throw at a really good time, and they go for the Aqua Tail. Not a big deal for me. It only does a little bit of damage, and I'm gonna look to throw. Basically, before they reach the second Aqua Tail, I wasn't 100% certain I could survive. They throw at a okay, and then here they throw right before I get to the foul play. I'm like, okay, I can live this. I don't know if I can live the Dragon Breath afterwards, and I'm able to get the desync CMP, which is really clutch there. And I decide to switch out into Nidoqueen right away, and they have a pretty good amount of energy. And they actually come into Giratina. They grab a shield for me. Come to Giratina. This is totally fine though. I can live. Two Dragon Claws pretty easily. And obviously these poison jabs are not doing very much damage at all. They get the deny, which is fine. And the second Earth Power, and I get a move through there, which is really nice for me. And this second Earth Power should be enough to KO. And I just go straight to Talonflame, and this is a very good spot for me. If they catch on Gyarados, that's fine, because I'm pretty sure the Gyarados has some energy. And I actually get an extra Incinerate through there, which is they must have thrown at 3 counters. I decided to no shield this because it wasn't enough for the Hyper Beam, and you can see there I wait for them to do the counter before throwing, just in case they come in with Gyarados. But honestly, I'd probably have to throw at the Gyarados. There's probably no chance for me to Incinerate down the Gyarados, and the Gyarados has a little bit of energy. It looks like they actually decided to leave the match. And the Gyarados actually survived 2 Incinerates by 1 HP here, and I'm able to farm down the Gyarados afterwards. So, really, really nice game there. All right. I believe this is the last game I'm going to be showing off against, going against another Giratina. This one has Shadow Claw this time, but that's okay. They actually come into Drapion, and okay, so this was a very weird situation here. They have the second crunch here. They actually just barely survive, which actually I was totally not expecting. Maybe they weren't expecting to survive either. I should be able to live a Dragon Claw, and they're gonna have to throw 2 at me if they want to avoid this. Earth Power. And I do get to the Earth Power, which is really, really nice. They do farm me down and come out with a ton of energy, but they already had a bunch of energy already. And I'm conscious that they're going to switch, so I don't throw right away. I throw the superpower at this Walrain, which they end up no shielding, and I bank the foul play. Honestly, I probably didn't need to bank the foul play, but I do anyways. And they don't throw here. Maybe they tried to sneak an extra Powder Snow in. I can live another Icicle Spear, and yeah, they throw. Oh, they throw in CP, I guess. Yeah, I guess they figured I was gonna throw right away, and that makes sense. They're optimizing the energy, but I'm in a very good spot. I'm not gonna shield, and there's no need for me to shield. I'm gonna do a couple Psycho Cuts and then throw the foul play. They do sneak Powder Snow through, but I'm in a very good spot right now. I'm going to shield everything from Walrain because the Icicle Spears do more damage than the Dragon Claws by quite a bit of damage. And they come into Giratina, and they actually are absolutely loaded on Giratina. So maybe it made sense for me to throw here. I'm getting another Psycho Cut through. I shield this one, but I can live a Dragon Claw, no problem. And they actually get to another one that's just kind of crazy here, but this is fine. and I'm in a decent spot, and I'm able to throw the foul play. And the Walrain is definitely in superpower range or foul play range, and I'm able to take out the Walrain with the superpower, finishing off a very nice 4-0 set. So I really like Malamar. So I have very similar feelings about Malamar as I did with the Dragalge team. I think Malamar is pretty interesting. You definitely can core break some teams, but I definitely had problems with Swampert. As you can see, a lot of my teams don't respect Swampert as much as they should. Maybe swap out Cresselia for Nidoqueen, but then you're like weaker to steal. It becomes much more challenging. But something to at least consider. Talonflame obviously was the best Pokemon on this team. It is the best Pokemon, one of the best Pokemon in Open Ultra, probably top 3. And so it did carry its weight pretty significantly, but Malamar was pretty nice. And hopefully you enjoyed these battles. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.